Hey, Two Picklers, Tony coming to you from the 2019 Mintos US Open courts. As you can tell, the lights are on. It's late in the evening, but I wanted to get a video done for y'all on Project 4.0. This will be our first video. It's out of sequence, but I wanted to get you a quick tip that you all can use to immediately improve your game. What we're going to talk about today is the non-dominant shoulder. We're going to focus on the non-dominant shoulder being the shoulder opposite your hand. So if you're right-handed, we're talking about the left shoulder. If you're left-handed like I am, then we're talking about the right shoulder. We're going to do it today to show you how understanding that shoulder and bringing that shoulder into play can greatly improve your results and reduce your errors. So let's get into it. So let's talk a little bit about the shoulder and why it's so important for your game to understand the impact of the shoulder in your shot. And let's focus on the serve for a second so I can illustrate it. Let's say I'm serving and I'm executing my serves and everything is fine, and all of a sudden my serves start going away. So they start going to the left or start going to the right. A lot of times what's happening is my non-dominant shoulder, in my case my right shoulder, is coming out of the shot. So what happens is my normal serve would be like this, and my shoulder, you can see, is engaged and in the shot. And then when I start making errors, what ends up happening is my shoulder is pulling away or out of position, and what happens, it brings the paddle up with it and makes me miss my shot. I'm going to show you how having the shoulder not engaged or not active in the shot can result in an error in shot by you. One way to think about the shoulder is like a fighter stance. What happens sometimes when I'm working with folks and I tell them that they need to keep their shoulder engaged, what they'll do is, see, they're bringing their shoulder up. What they'll do is they'll bring it down too far like this. You don't want that either. So you want to have a nice balance. One way to think about it is a fighter stance. So a fighter stance would be, if I'm going to get in a fighting position, I'm going to have my shoulders in a nice ready position over my feet where I'm nice and balanced. And what happens is if I'm going to punch, I'm going to keep my shoulders in a nice position as I punch. What I'm not going to do is punch like this or punch like this. Doesn't make any sense. The same thing happens when you're playing pickleball. If you hit the shot and you allow your non-dominant shoulder, the right one in this case, or the left one for a right-handed player, to come out of position while you're executing the shot, you basically ruin the shot. You ruin your stroke because the paddle, the dominant hand, will follow the non-dominant shoulder. So focusing on the non-dominant shoulder will help improve that problem. All right, so let me show you again on the serve. Let's look at a couple different serves. The first two serves, I'm going to keep my shoulder in position, and you'll see how my focus, right now you're focusing on my right shoulder, staying in position as I serve. So I'm going to keep my shoulder in position and complete my serve. My shoulder stays engaged, and I complete my serve. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like when I pull my shoulder out of the position, and you'll see how my paddle will move out of position as well. So that ball went long on me. And that ball went in a direction I did not want it to go. It went in, but it's not the way I wanted the ball to travel. So now I'm going to show you what it looks like with the dink. We'll do a little bit of dinking and show you how the shoulder can affect the shot. Right now I'm keeping my shoulder in the shot. My shoulder's nice and in the shot as I'm hitting, and I'm able to get down on that ball and execute my shot the way I want to. Okay, let me show you now what it looks like if I start moving the shoulder around. So as I move the shoulder around, what happens is that ball tends to pop up because as I bring my shoulder back, I'm bringing the paddle up, not the way I want to bring it up. If I keep my shoulder engaged in the shot, I'm executing the shot the way I want to. All right, let me show you how the shoulder impacts the volley stroke. You'll see that when I volley with my shoulder engaged in the stroke, I have a nicer volley. If I start letting the shoulder move around, then my paddle will start moving with my shoulder, and it'll be a less predictable shot. So there, I was keeping my shoulder engaged in the shot, so my shoulder was nice and engaged as I was executing those shots, and I was able to have a nice balance on the shot. Now let's see what it looks like when my shoulder starts moving around as I hit the ball, and you see my paddle won't be as stable. So you can see there where I'm letting my shoulder move around, the paddle just flies all over the place, and I don't have the same kind of control that I do as when my shoulder's engaged in the shot. The best way to think about the shoulder is that it's basically like an anchor for the rest of your shot. In other words, it sets the rest of your shot, and that's why you want to make sure that your non-dominant shoulder, the right in my case, the left, and if you're right-handed, is involved in the shot so you avoid those errors. Give it a try. Oh, your dinkies are dinkies. So you want to play a game against these guys? They were looking for a game.